Welcome to the world of electric cars. They promise a cleaner, quieter future on our roads. But are they really delivering? From charging woes to insurance headaches, the reality of EVs might not be as smooth as we think. The EV revolution is losing momentum. While the EV market had grown in 2023, sales didn't rise as fast as expected, even with new model launches and price cuts and generous tax credits lowering costs for buyers. In just the last few months, EV leader Tesla slashed its prices once again. Ford reduced production of its F-150 Lightning electric pickup truck and postponed $12 billion of EV spending. Likewise, Mercedes-Benz CFO Harold Wilhelm described the EV market as a brutal space as the company continues to discount vehicles. General Motors delayed 3 model launches and backed off a public goal of producing 400,000 EVs by the middle of this year. And Honda announced it was ending plans with GM to jointly develop affordable EVs. Over at Toyota, which has prioritized hybrids over EVs, Chairman Akio Toyoda told reporters that people are finally seeing reality. Despite EV tax credits of up to $7,500, fewer Americans are ready to switch to EVs than automakers or government officials thought. An important question, one thinks, is that with all these changes happening in the electric car world, why are Americans still not keen on buying EVs? Even with incentives and efforts from car companies. Electric vehicles used to be in hot demand because supply was limited, and early adopters were eager to try the new tech or shift to more environmentally friendly transportation. These enthusiasts were often willing to pay luxury prices for their EVs. But for automakers to capture the mass market, EVs have to outcompete gas-powered on cost and quality. When gas prices are high, it makes more sense for buyers to consider switching to an electric car. Stay with us as we are going to tell you some of the big reasons the demand for EVs in America isn't as high as some want it to be. Number 1. EVs are too expensive. Although the United States government is ready to switch to EVs, many consumers aren't quite there. To help meet the federal goal of converting 50% of new car sales to electric vehicles by 2030, several initiatives have been introduced, including tax credits of up to $7,500. Despite this, 36% of Americans say price is their major concern when considering EVs. These cars usually cost at least $10,000 more than their comparable gas counterparts. This cost barrier remains a significant deterrent for consumers, especially when considering the affordability of EVs in relation to their everyday transportation needs. Number 2. Charging is expensive. Many Americans are holding back from buying electric cars because they worry about the price tag when it comes to charging up. From concerns about high electricity bills to the mystery of how much it'll really cost at those charging stations, the fear of pricey power-ups is a real roadblock. If you can charge your EV at home, there are considerable fuel savings that come with going electric. You'd spend about 3 times more on gas than the cost of home charging. Until charging becomes more affordable and straightforward, it seems like many folks are hitting the brakes on making the switch to electric wheels. Number 3. Charging is inconvenient. For many Americans, the inconvenience of charging their electric vehicles is a major turnoff. According to a survey, 56% of people say the lack of convenient charging is a top reason for not going electric. The hassle of planning routes around charging stations and waiting for your car to power up can make it tough to fully get on board with electric cars. Fast chargers are still hard to find in many more remote parts of the country. Number 4. Range anxiety. Despite their promise of a greener tomorrow, many Americans are still saying no thanks to EVs. But why? Could it be the dreaded range anxiety rearing its head? Some high-end EVs promise 300+ miles of range on a single charge, but even that is not enough to cover a common drive like San Francisco to Los Angeles. You'd have to take a charging break, potentially adding 30 minutes or an hour to an already long drive. Many Americans are hesitant to buy electric vehicles because they worry about running out of battery power before reaching their destination. People are afraid they won't be able to find a charging station in time, or that they'll have to wait too long for their car to charge up. Number 5. Safety concerns. It's not just the cost that's turning consumers off of EVs. Self-driving technology is also a major safety concern. Despite a growing number of EV manufacturers that plan to offer self-driving technology, with Mercedes, Volvo, and Hyundai among the most recent adapters, 40% of Americans say a driverless car would make them feel much less safe on the road. This fear comes from concerns about accidents and whether the computer can make the right decisions. As car companies keep working on self-driving cars, they'll need to address these worries to make people feel safer and more comfortable with the idea. Number 6. Data protection and cybersecurity. The growing integration of EVs and EV infrastructure with the electric grid has sparked concerns about potential cybersecurity risks. With current cybersecurity and data protection standards for EV infrastructure being underdeveloped, there are worries about the safety of consumer data and the potential for hackers to exploit vulnerabilities. This uncertainty is leading many Americans to hesitate in buying EVs, as they fear the risk of their personal information being compromised or their vehicles being used as entry points for disrupting the U.S. electric grid. Number 7. Hybrids are more popular. You might not know that Tesla isn't the best-selling electrified vehicle brand in the United States. It's Toyota, which has over 20 hybrid models and is focused on these cars in the near term, given that they offer good fuel efficiency and are capable of making long trips without requiring charging brakes. Hybrids are not only more practical and familiar to drivers than EVs, they also tend to be cheaper. This familiarity and convenience make hybrids a more appealing choice for many consumers, especially those who are hesitant to fully commit to the electric vehicle trend. So the popularity of hybrids continues to overshadow the adoption of pure electric vehicles in the American automotive market. So, what lies ahead for the EV market as Americans continue to resist buying electric cars? Will advancements in battery technology sway consumer opinions, or are other factors at play? And what innovative solutions will emerge to address the concerns and preferences of American consumers in the evolving automotive industry? Auto experts are increasingly skeptical that the U.S. will be able to meet a 2032 target, essentially requiring 67% of new cars to be EVs. Right now, the current EV market share in the United States is just 7.9%. Automakers are already adjusting their own goals, and it's possible that more EV model launches will be delayed in the coming months. The government's goals won't be possible unless automakers make major progress on charging infrastructure and bringing down production costs to the point where they can price their EVs on par with gas and hybrid cars. Are you one of the Americans contemplating the switch to electric vehicles despite concerns? Don't worry too much. Just stick around to find out what you should consider before making the switch. Getting a new car is a major financial decision, and navigating the EV industry can be particularly tough. Whether you're fed up with gas prices or want to go green for the environment, consider the following factors before making the switch to EVs. Consider the cost. Do your research on the cost of an EV to maximize savings. Make sure to check out the price of electric cars before you decide. It's not just about the car's cost, but also how much you might save on fuel and repairs. Plus, look into any discounts or tax breaks that could help you out. By doing your homework, you can make a smart choice that saves you money in the long run. Practicality of electric vehicles. Next, it's essential to assess the practicality of electric vehicles in terms of range and charging infrastructure. Evaluate the driving range of different EV models to ensure they meet your daily commuting needs and lifestyle requirements. Furthermore, investigate the availability and accessibility of charging stations in your vicinity and along your regular routes. Consider the convenience of charging your electric vehicle, both at home and on the go, to determine if it aligns with your lifestyle and driving habits. Considering these factors will help you gauge the feasibility of integrating an electric vehicle into your daily routine. Environmental impacts. Don't forget to think about the environmental benefits of EVs, including reduced greenhouse gas emissions and decreased dependence on fossil fuels. Besides this, stay informed about advancements in electric vehicle technology, such as improved battery efficiency and faster charging capabilities, which may alleviate concerns about range anxiety and charging times. By considering these aspects, you can make a well-informed decision about whether transitioning to an electric vehicle is the right choice for you. Despite any initial apprehensions, the future looks bright for electric cars, so Americans shouldn't let their worries hold them back from buying them. With improvements in technology and more places to charge, electric cars are becoming better and more convenient. By overcoming their fears and opting for EVs, Americans can not only enjoy the practical perks, but also contribute to a cleaner, greener future for generations to come. Will you now be buying an EV? Let us know what you think in the comments. Thank you for watching this video. Do kindly subscribe to our channel for more videos like this.